Well, Summer Lark 2023. It was an outdoor concert, Bailey Park in Winston-Salem, featuring the Dries, that were on The Voice, and Chris Lane. And I was the MC for the event, and I made a last-minute change.
That's normally not a great idea.
I'm not in charge of Summer Lark. They had it very well organized.
Yeah.
And last minute, I said, you know what? Before we introduce, I already been on stage like 6 times. Before we introduce Chris Lane. How about Squid introduce the entire show and have the entire show go on stage?
Yeah, I got really concerned.
Jason's face when I said that was like, don't do that.
Well, judging the past audio that we heard, I was like, oh boy.
Where he says the F word every 2 seconds.
Yeah, if you're new to the show, Squid has something where there's like 40 people at. This had like thousands of
And
people.
there was not like one person that screamed back, so I was like, oh, this could make us look really bad.
And when Jared first told me the idea, he said, if only Squid was here, I'd have him do it. And I'm thinking to myself, thank God he's not here yet.
Classic Squid, last one to get there, first one to leave.
Squid.
No, it's all right. No, but and so because there was something he was at before where he's going to rap. And seriously, like maybe 40 people, right?
Yeah. I was introducing the band, yes.
And he's like, get the F off. Get on your effing feet. And they're like, we're already standing.
We're
There's
standing.
only 40 people here. Like, there's only
weren't.
so much when there's not that many. Like, no matter what you do, when there's only that many people,
They can only get so hype.
And then it's also like, it's weirder when it's a smaller amount of people.
Yeah, they didn't reciprocate the energy.
So I'm like, Squid.
Which made you go harder.
Yes.
Because the way it's set up is I was just going to go up there myself, but I'm like, everyone's here. I mean, Katie was out of town.
I was, yes. I could not make
Everyone's
it.
here. Josie's here. Jason, Matt, Squid. Like, let's just all go up there. Why not? You know, we're all here. But it's weird if like all of a sudden we're up there and they're like, who are these people? So like, Squid, introduce us before we introduce Chris Lane. And so I had to so behind the scenes, I'm like talking to Chris Lane's manager, like, hey, last minute change. I know I just said when I go up there, then Chris Lane will come on. That's still going to be the same, but we're going to have someone else go up first to introduce us. He's like, sure, whatever you want.
Well, that's nice that he let y'all do
They were
it.
very accommodating.
Yeah. And then the sound person was like, what? What's happening? Like this guy that just you haven't seen all night.
He just showed up.
You know, the other 6 announcements, you haven't seen him once. He's going to go up first. And then, because they have to hit a button for this thing, for the song to play, and all
that
this stuff.
point, Katie, that was when it was the most packed because Chris
Lane was about to go on.
Yeah, it was packed.
So
it was slam packed.
did you have to give him like, exactly what to say? Because you didn't just trust him.
No,
You told me not to cuss. You
I
told me
said
that.
yes,
Okay.
4 times.
I heard that.
That was even more concerning, Katie, because he didn't have a script.
No, they have a script. I said, and Jason did give good advice. Keep it short, even for me. I mean, I already had I had certain things I had to say. You know, thanking sponsor real quick and all that. But I was like, Squid, please. There's families here. There's children. This is not Frozen the musical where Jason cusses, but it's also screaming into a mic. Like, do not just. You know.
I mean, we want to be invited back as a show too. You know.
And to be fair, Squid I thought did a great job.
He did.
Oh, you did ruin it. Oh, good.
I was relieved. My anxiety level when Jared said that went shooting through my head, and I couldn't make a scene backstage because they were all professional people back there. And I was like, "What? Are you crazy?"
He did say to me, he's like, he's the worst one to do this.
Oh my God!
As he's walking up the stairs, I'm like,
because last time
it was so bad.
I was like, oh my gosh, we're never going to be invited back here again.
That was a stepping stone. It was a learning experience.
You learn.
You did.
And then Jason, I don't know what it is with Jason. I do have to call him out for this. I don't want to go up there.
Jason,
Like he
why?
preaches being in front of people, doing all
Well,
this
because
stuff.
it was
doesn't
your
matter.
thing. That's
No,
why.
it's our thing. Well,
Because
it
it's
was
like-
my thing, but I've always been like, it's us.
But if the whole show
We're
was going
there.
up, you would just stay behind.
Well, it didn't matter. I mean, I just don't. My 2 things come to mind. I don't want to be up there long announcements
No.
and passing the mic because people just get bored with that and they're ready for Chris Lane, right?
Right.
And then secondly, it was Jared's like Chris Lane and Jared was hosting. I don't want to take away from Jared, but then when it was like the way actually when it all went down, it was actually really good.
Okay.
Everything was quick. The crowd was into it. Squid didn't cuss multiple times on the microphone in front of the families. I thought it went very well. In fact, the best part about the whole thing is when I got there, because Chris Lane and his brother, I guess they're identical twins. They look exactly the same.
they do.
And I'm
Yes.
like, oh my gosh,
It's
I don't
really
know
hard.
which one. But both Chris and his brother, Corey, who plays the drums, came up and they were so nice. And they were basically, and Chris was like, oh, I listened to you guys, you know, growing up and when I lived in Kernersville. And his brother Corey came up and said, hey, would you mind if my son met you because he's a really big fan? I'm like, wait a minute. This
Wait,
is like
wait.
I'm like the opposite here. I'm like, no, I was supposed to say that to you. I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, it was so shocking that they were listeners. And then I like posted the Squid did a video up on stage. So you have one kind of a photo of us on stage and one photo of the crowd, which was really cool. And I posted it, and I noticed that Corey Lane followed me on Instagram.
Oh.
And I was like, wow, how nice is that?
Oh, super nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're the stars. They're the ones that people care about.
right.
There.
Yes.
Most people just want to, all right, throw the T-shirt, we'll take it, and get off the stage.
Well, and to Jason's credit, when he was like, I don't want to go, I'm like, you're not going to say anything. We're going to keep it quick, which is smart. You want to keep it quick.
Yeah.
And he was like, do we have shirts to throw out? And then he sprinted
to
where the shirts were to go get him. I'm like, oh, he's a man of action.
About 20 seconds before we're going on stage.
You remember doing that?
Hold on.
Well, I did that because I
No,
know.
it was a great idea, but it was like, he was like, no. Then it's like, we're going to do this. Like, okay. And he's like, boom. He was there. Which is like, he went from no to, all right, let's do
And
this.
then had
I
me
do know
worried.
a lot of times people will make noise and get hype if they're getting shirts and
Sure.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, then I ran over there, but it was so many people at the tent. I felt really guilty because they were starting to run out of shirts. I'm like, gotta take these. Sorry.
They'll handle it. Don't worry.
Well, because we were all lined up, literally about to walk up there, and Jason's like, I'll be back. I'm like, he won't be back in time.
no, he's bailing. He's not going to.
And then, Corey Lane, he's a drummer with Chris Lane and Chris Lane too, but his son's name is Callaway. I guess they're really big into golf. But he did say, he said, my son has all day said, I know Jared and Katie are going to be there. Can you pull any strings to get so we can
That's
take a
so
picture?
nice.
And
Yeah,
they
they
were
were
like,
very nice. Both of them were very nice.
they
I
were
was like,
cool.
I guess we can. we get a picture with you first. But yeah. And then, Corey has invited me to play in a secret basketball league. I'm like, does everyone look like you that's playing? Because he's like the
he's
most fit
fit.
person of
Yeah.
all time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, if so, I might just come and watch.
Because both those guys, and now I can't tell exactly, but both of them, in my opinion, I think they look like they're pretty good looking guys, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yes.
they're,
I'd
yes.
say so.
Yes. Now, if you guys start hanging out with them on a regular basis,
Yes.
you are not allowed to wear pants as tight as they do.
yeah.
I'm laying down the law right
You're
now.
pointing in the Jared.
Because
man.
that will not,
Or
you
cut
will
off
not.
shirts.
Uh-huh,
Yeah, right.
uh-huh.
Right.
I
Yeah.
did post a picture of all three of us, and I said triplets, just three Lane brothers hanging out,
Jared's head looked double the size of each of
and
them.
my stomach. Yeah. But here's a little bit of the stage announcement.
Chris Lane just performed in Red Rocks last week, and he's here tonight. I just talked to him. He wants you to stand up. Everyone stand up. You know your feet. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
And they all did.
Yeah, the whole crowd.
PSCU, and welcome to the stage. Let's keep it going from Kernersville's very own Chris Lane.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It
And
was
that park in Winston-Salem sets up brilliantly.
it's perfect.
for a
Bailey
concert.
Park.
Bailey Park.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, perfect.
Mhm.
Yeah, so there's like a couple thousand people there, and Summer Lark, they did a great job putting it on, hosting it. We had like VIP section, which like if I wasn't hosting, I would have eaten 10 million calories because
And Katie, they had a VIP section like not even like in a whole separate area where the bathrooms were not even by the stage.
yes,
And then they had another VIP section right on the side
Oh,
of the,
wow.
the little rafters, both with alcoholic beers and beverages, and it was really well done.
Well,
yeah, it's
cool.
very
really well put on. So
Hopefully, if Squid didn't ruin it for us and we
Yeah,
get
he did.
invited back
He
next
did.
year,
Yeah, he
then
they already
yes.
said the people of Summer Lark, Brittany and Andrea said they want us back next year with whoever the next
Fun.
artist is.
Very good.
But Chris Lane and Corey Lane, everyone from that group were so nice to us and accommodating, and so the night could not have gone better.
I'm
'Cause you just
so
never
happy
know.
for you
I
guys.
agree.
Because when I
Yes.
woke up this morning, it started at 6. It showed rain 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm like,
Oh,
great.
yeah.
And it held out. It had like a little bit of a sprinkle.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes just the forecast, and this is how outdoor concerts work. Even if it's not raining, just if it's cloudy, it affects the attendance. It didn't
Yeah,
appear
for
to,
sure.
though. It was packed.
Yeah. So, Squid
Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
did
Nice
better
work.
than any of us ever could have
What
imagined.
did you say up there?
I just went out there and I was like, Winston-Salem, how we feeling? Make some noise. Ah.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, just talk to Chris Lane backstage. He needs y'all to get loud before he comes out.
Yep.
Ah. And I was like, I'm Squidward from Jared and Katie in the Morning, 107.5 KZL, and we have the rest of the morning show here. And I said everyone's names, and then I got out the way. Yeah.
They're like,
And
wait a
then
minute.
he
Quickly.
took out the camera, which is cool too.
Oh
Good
yeah, I
job.
put out the camera. Yeah. Because
Yeah,
I
good
was like,
thinking.
yeah, I'm gonna pull out the camera to look like the camera crew and like look more significant on stage. And, yeah.
We're all the stars of our own movie. you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to look significant.
Yeah.
I do want to say one thing real quick. Correct me if I'm wrong on this. Concert etiquette.
Okay.
All right, so obviously because I was hosting the event, I had to be there before it started, before the gates opened. And so we put some chairs out. We had tickets for the VIP part too, but some lawn chairs like right in the front. And then other people, when they got there, put lawn chairs parallel to mine. So it effectively made a front row right before the stage.
Of chairs.
Of chairs.
Okay.
Lawn chairs because it was an outdoor thing. When I got back to the chairs, there were people sitting in front of us but facing us on the lawn. There's like 3 feet between our chairs and the stage, and they like sandwich themselves in between it. Like you see a row of chairs, and you sit down in front of somebody else's chairs, like facing us.
First of all, why are they facing you?
Don't know.
Aren't they
That was
supposed to be
very odd.
facing the stage?
It's before the concert started, and they're just sitting there with their back against like the
gate.
the gate
Okay.
partition thing. I'm like, this is very odd.
If there's a whole row of chairs, I would assume
That's the front.
That's the front row, and I probably would get like right up on
And there's
you
chairs
and your
behind
chairs,
and there's
but-
chairs behind us too. Like it
Yeah.
was
Well,
like, here's the start and go to the back.
I do know concert etiquette on a place like that with a band like that. The artists themselves typically do not want any chairs in the first 10 rows. They want people standing on
Standing
their
and
feet
dancing.
packed to
Right.
the stage. So I don't
Oh,
know.
sure. When it started, we were going to be standing.
Yeah.
But we just thought we'd be at the front.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
all worked out.
It's weird that they would, unless they're resting their back, like to have their back against something, that they're just facing your chairs.
I was like, well,
That's
are we gonna be
odd.
staring at each other the whole time? So, and
Do
then
they
were-
turn around?
Yeah, when the show started, they did. But at
Okay.
first, I was like, is it going to be like this the whole time? But then, we were
And then somebody proposed on stage.
Yes,
too.
oh,
my
guitars
gosh.
proposed.
Yeah.
Then Chris Lane he asked for like the craziest, wildest female to come on stage, and he's scanning the crowd, and of course, like every woman's going nuts.
They all want to be up
And
there.
I was saying to people, I was like, he's looking for the hottest one to go up there. I mean, I know he's married, but
So, too.
just for aesthetics and
Sure.
video stuff, yeah. And then he brought, is it Roro?
Roro, yeah.
Roro, Chad Tucker from Fox 8's daughter, who's battled through and overcome cancer, defeated cancer.
Yes, when she was very
wow.
young.
And he
Uh-huh.
sang to her. It was so sweet.
That's so
Yeah.
sweet.
I was like, oh my gosh, can you do it more perfectly? And then I thought it was cool, like he would like randomly do like 90s and 2000s like hip hop songs for a
Yeah.
little bit.
He's no.
Cool.
That was what he kind of was known for when he was doing the smaller places like Buckhead at the time and those places. Like he would do that, and that's how that was his kind of way of the cover songs. He would turn cover songs into hip hop songs into country songs at the same time. So we started
Yes.
getting the following for that. Then he mixed in his original stuff, so he still had that going.
Then you do
Yeah.
like classic country like Garth Brooks and like Alan Jackson and stuff. So I don't know. I haven't been to one of his shows before. I was extremely entertained.
Yeah.
Last time I saw Chris Lane in concert, it was like in the middle of the day. It was like a lunchtime series for the city. And I just left the radio station one day and I started walking down. I said, I'm going to go check that out. And so they were performing, the little courtyard that's right in front of the police station, downtown Greensboro?
Yes.
That little
Yeah.
area across from the parking deck? Well, I grabbed myself a hot dog from the hot dog stand
Of course you did.
and I sat right on the stone wall and I listened to, at the time, the Chris Lane Band performing. And I just thought, well, this is the best day of my life. I got a hot dog. I'm listening to great live music. And then they were doing some stuff like that too. And I just, it was
smart.
cool.
It's smart. It makes
Look
it.
at him now.
Yeah, I know. Just was at Red Rocks. It's insane.
Right. I know.